Yes.
That one
I
like
start laughing. I never know how to begin this. This is a good part. Okay. Okay. Let's second try. Hello, we are here today with our guest Christian Campos. In fact, he's our youngest guest until now. He's 33, right?
Very good.
And he has just moved to Portugal. So we are going to find out more. How was this journey to move to Portugal? And while we do that, we are going to enjoy this. Hello, welcome to another episode with Glass of Wine with Gilda. Today we have here with us Christian Campos. He's our youngest guest until now. He's 33 years old and he has just moved to Portugal recently. We are going to hear more about this journey that brought Christian to Portugal. Meanwhile, we enjoy this
Children's opening stainless bottle of wine.
Yeah, I want to say it quick. Epá, generous wine. Generous wine. It's not it. Vamos lá. Meanwhile, we enjoy this generous wine from Vila Oeiras, which is very good, and you can use it as an appetizer or digest. Okay?
Sounds good.
Sounds good. Can you please give me your glass?
One sip.
Okay, let's have those.
And cheers in Portuguese is
So,
no
or chin chin.
chill chill. Ah, yes.
Did you like?
This is very good. It's one of my favorite bottles. I think I've had it before. Okay, yeah, ladish, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So, Christian, you are young. You work as a software engineer, right?
Correct.
And you are able to work remotely.
Yes. So essentially, our company has been remote since kind of the beginning of the pandemic. So we've been working remote on is it now 4.5 years. There has been kind of a little bit of getting used to in terms of the time change. My company is in California, so it's about 8 hours behind Portuguese time.
And how do you manage that?
So I do kind of a split. I'll start here a little bit later than most people start their workday. So I'll start around 12 p.m. and I'll end around 8 p.m., maybe 10 p.m., depending if there's fires or some sort of problems that I need to attend to. So the first half of my day is spent, working, coding, without any distractions. The rest of the day is mostly meetings and catching up to see what priorities are.
And how did you come to the conclusion that you wanted to come to Portugal and do this job remotely?
Yeah, so this is kind of a long story, but I'll kind of sum it up a little bit. I've been coming to Europe in general since I was in high school. I used to come with my family, and I remember the first time that I came to Europe, I really enjoyed kind of the feel, the vibe, the food, the people, the languages, everything about it. So I knew from time to time I have wanted to make the move to this continent. I investigated a lot of places over the course of many years. but it really came down to Portugal being the best option in terms of something that was similar to my hometown. I'm from Southern California, so weather is one of the most important things to me. Um, but in general, I came here for the first time in Lisbon, actually, end of last year. So 2023, we went out of cruise with Mod. And one of the destinations was Lisbon. And I remember when we got here, it was middle of October, and weather was very nice. People were like alive. There was a lot to do. Food was delicious, and in general, I really liked it. So I knew that if I wanted to move to Europe in general, I wanted to kind of investigate going to Portugal and taking this route.
And from that, when was the turning point that you really made the decision? Okay, this is it. I want to go.
So it was kind of this feeling in my body, like I needed to go. I don't know how to explain it. I always had it in the back of my head. And it came to a time where I realized that I was getting older and older. And I felt like if I want to make the move, I should do it now. So I went ahead and kind of pulled the plug, pulled the trigger. I was a little bit nervous because it was complete change of environment, different culture, different language. But luckily, my family is from Mexico, so the languages is not that big of a difference. I think that's kind of helped language as well as culture too. So
yes, and I know you like to learn other languages.
Yes, I've been learning languages since I don't know, I was probably 8 years old or something. My mother gave me back then it was like Rosetta Stone was very popular. So for one of my birthdays, she gave me this Rosetta Stone that had about 20 to 25 languages. But it was kind of like an intro to each of these languages. And I remember I was so ecstatic. I loved it so much. I went through all the CDs. I listened to all of them. I did the first introduction course to like 25 different languages. And from there, I kind of realized that, I really love languages a lot. I love learning. And my mom is the same way. She likes learning as well, and she's good at it. And I think that kind of genetics trait passed that to me as well.
In what language can you speak about?
Right now,
in the
conversation, I've learned maybe about 10 languages to a certain level, different levels. But the ones that I speak maybe like every day or close to every day are English, Spanish, Russian, and I'm trying to do more Portuguese.
I think it's going to be easy for you now.
Yes,
to get the Portuguese.
It's crazy because I can almost understand everything you guys are saying without me trying to understand. I just kind of learned some pronunciation rules, and I think that's one of the hardest things about Portuguese is pronunciation rules are pretty difficult. But anything written down, I can read it, I can understand pretty much 90% of it without even knowing the languages because it's so close to Spanish. But I think, it's going to take some practice. I'm actually looking for a tutor online, and I'm probably going to start doing lessons so I can speed up the process.
Good. And tell me something. You spend most of your day working and in a different time zone. So how do you find time to have fun, to get to know the city, to make friends?
Yeah, good question. So in general, I like to wake up on the earlier side of the day, so around 6 a.m., 7 a.m. What I've been trying to do is kind of take a walk, in the morning, start my day, take a walk, explore everywhere in downtown Lisbon because I live in kind of Chiado, so it's easy to walk everywhere. So most of my time has been spent doing that in the mornings, kind of taking in the views from the Miradores. I love doing this. But on the weekends, when I have a bit more time, I do very, very long walks, maybe like 2-3 hours. I'll take a train to like a different part of town, and I'll just kind of walk through there. I'll take the train to kind of the close to where the bridge is, and then I'll walk through the
That's
no
so interesting.
Pescadores, or
Mhm.
I don't know, I probably butchered it, but things like this. I like to explore, walk, take in the sun.
And do you get to know people?
This part is probably the most difficult. I haven't really spent too much time trying to get to know people. It's hard, even in America. Like when I was in America working remotely, it's hard to kind of stay in contact with your friends and like kind of go out during the week because it's tiring to work all day. But here it's a bit harder. Um, I haven't really made too much of an effort because I'm still kind of um, acclimating to the lifestyle. But I've thought of kind of going to one of the WeWorks. I think it's called Spaces. There's one literally around
Yes.
this area. So I thought maybe like once a week or a couple times a month, I'd go try to work remotely from there. It's just so I'm around people, and maybe I'll be able to meet some more people in the area.
I think that's a good idea. You should try because they have these cozy and modern co-working spaces, and you have people from all over the world.
Yeah,
So that might be a good idea.
yeah, definitely. I have to do it.
And besides Lisbon, did you have a chance to eat any other cities?
Yes. So over the summer, I went to Porto, and I also went for a couple of weeks down south to Lagos, Albufeira, a couple other cities that I don't remember the names. But so I've been to the north, I've been to Lisbon, and I've been to the south. The south was really nice. It kind of gave me this nostalgic feeling, reminder of like back home, just because kind of the beaches and the coastlines are very similar to California coastlines. Um, but there were quite a good amount of people when I was there in the summer, which I mean makes sense. It's very nice weather. People want to go travel, and I believe it's when Portuguese people usually go to
Yes.
vacation.
To vacation.
Yeah, and it was like August time. Yeah. In general, I liked Porto the most. I loved the architecture there. The problem was there's a lot of construction going on right now, so it was a little bit difficult to kind of enjoy the scenery and the empty environment.
Lots of noise and dust.
A lot of noise, yeah. Of course, a lot of people as well. And the weather, unfortunately, I was there for a week and the weather was raining the entire time. So I think it was like 2 days of sun.
Yeah, the weather is not as good as here in Leslie.
Yeah, I noticed.
And what about the food? What are your Portuguese favorite dishes?
Polvo Lagreiro.
Wow.
My favorite. There's a little restaurant that I go to, Baixo Mar. It's right in Baixo Shadow. Like I could walk there. It takes me like 3 or 4 minutes to walk there. And I always order that. And the shrimp dish, delicious. Best shrimp that I've had. Gambios de aioli. Yeah.
Gambas aguinho
Aqui.
with garlic, right?
Right. And it has like, it's dipped in oil and everything. And you kind of put bread in there. Amazing.
It's a very Portuguese thing. You know this already?
Yes.
Like the
It was automatic. I was like, you know what? This is going to taste delicious. I'll put some bread in it. And the bread is always good too. So,
do you find that difference in the food quality from the United States to Portugal?
yes. In general, I can eat. I think the biggest difference where you can actually notice the difference is bread. In America, when I tend to have bread or baked goods, I feel like kind of terrible after. But here, I can have a lot of bread and I feel normal. The fruit is more fresh. What else? But it is kind of difficult to have the fruit last. I think I buy fruit and it lasts maybe like 1 day or 2 days.
Yes.
So you have to eat it very quickly. But I've experimented eating different types of fruits in general that are kind of more native to Portugal. We don't have like very exotic fruits. I mean, you can find them, but it's not as easily accessible. Like, for example, like mango, yeah, we have the like passion fruit, but things like this is kind of more rare in kind of the grocery stores that we have back home. But in general, the food tastes better. I feel better after I eat it. And overall, it's good. I like it.
And tell me a little bit about your relocation process to Portugal.
Yeah, so
How long did it take?
it took a little bit longer only because I scheduled it that way. I wanted to kind of save up a little bit more money before I made this giant move to another country. So the conversations with EI started things around December, I believe, 2023. So it's been a year, right? But when I had those conversations, I essentially planned for a move date of the summer, like June, July. This was my target goal. I just wanted to start the conversation earlier. I think overall it was fairly smooth. The most difficult part was finding a place first. I think this is probably I read a lot of forums like on Reddit and different things online, and everyone talks about this being like kind of the hardest thing. You need to find a 1 year lease before you kind of make the move. And the other problem with that is that Lisbon's real estate market is crazy. It's really difficult to kind of find something good, and things are taken off the market very quickly. But I've seen.
So that was, in your perspective, the biggest challenge you had.
It was kind of challenging, but I think it was difficult to kind of accept the fact that I would be paying for an apartment, but I wouldn't be technically living in the apartment until a couple months later. But finding the actual apartment was a lot faster than I thought. And of course, your team and Gilda and Morayo helped a lot, and I really appreciated it.
Okay, so can you name 3 Portuguese expressions?
Expressions, just any sort of
Sentence, yeah, phrases, sentence, typical Portuguese expression.
Expressions or no, say fruit.
Things that you hear in the street.
Things that I hear on the streets. Tudo bem, I hear all the time. I hear that, like that. And I think it's supposed to be like a está bem, bem. I'm not sure, but I hear that all the time. Another one. Putting me on the spot.
Do you think that having a Mexican background helped you moving to Portugal?
I think so, yes. The culture, like our cultures are very similar. It seems like family is important. Having good food is also important. Languages are very similar. We are very outgoing people. Like Mexican people are very outgoing, and so are Portuguese people. I feel like in general, people are like they like. I don't want to say they like to party, but they like to party.
They like to party. They like to party.
Yeah.
You can say it.
Exactly.
We like to party. We love it.
We're the same way. We like to party as well. So it's always a good time. It's easy to kind of speak to people. People are very friendly, and I think the biggest thing, like when you're learning a new language, it's good to have people kind of give you positive feedback. You say something and they're not angry by the way you say it. Kind of like they understand that you're trying and they like that you're trying. And I feel like Portuguese people are like this. Mexican people are the same way. And you could say a couple like words and they light up, So
and they help you. Yeah. They don't judge you. They help you.
Yeah, I can't say the same about other countries. I'm not throwing fingers, friends, to that. But in general.
Okay, Christine, it was a pleasure having you here today. I hope that you still enjoy Portugal, that you have a happy life here, and that you will make lots of friends soon.
I hope so. Thank you for having me here. It's been a pleasure as well.
Let's have another toast. to Portugal, into your new life here?
To New York.